Hi everyone, welcome back to another video on my channel. So today I am doing a tie-dye nail. I think I've done tie-dye on my channel before, but I just feel like it's one of those you can never get sick of because it's just so good. Like, I need to empty out my tip pot and get some of the longer ones out. I'm going back to, in some of my videos, using these long tips. I'm only going to do 3 tie-dye nails. Like, they're all going to be different, but all easy. I'm going to be going back to using the long tips in some of them because I've got some gaps on my shelves that I need to fill, and obviously they are done with these long, what are they called, like long stiletto tips. So I'm going to have to use those sometimes, like at the moment, just to fill the gaps on my shelves. I explain more about it in a vlog that's either coming soon or already up, depends, because I don't know which order I'm going to upload anything in. This one will probably be up before that video, but if you want to understand more about what I'm doing and blah blah blah, then it will be in a vlog that's coming soon. So I'm just popping these on there. So I'm going to be doing a red, yellow and orange tie-dye. It's almost like, it reminds me of fire. I don't know why, because it doesn't look anything like that, but never mind. So we're using Royal Red, Tiger Lily and Lemonade from Gel Perfection. I'm just going to get a palette to put a bit of each colour on because it's just easier than getting a colour out of the bottle. I'm making such a mess today. Does anyone else have heavy-handed days? Like, typically I'm quite like a naturally quiet person. Like, I don't mean like speaking wise, I mean like just the way I am, because my mum used to work nights when I was growing up, and I feel like I just really got used to being quiet all the time, so I didn't wake her up because she'd be in bed in the day. But now, like, I could just have days every now and then when I just can't help but just make mess and be destructive, and just like my hands don't belong to me and they're just super heavy. Like, I don't know, maybe it's just me. Anyway, I'm just popping a little bit, well, I say a little bit, it's quite a lot. I'm just popping some polish from each of the bottles on my palette. Obviously you can use whatever colours you want. They don't have to be red, orange and yellow, but they just look effective. And I'm also going to be using a bit of foil as well. This is just a normal like metallic gold foil. I don't know if you can hear that in the background, but it's my mum drying her hair in the kitchen. Like, she's not in this room with me, but it's super loud. Don't know whether it's for you, but I just wanted to point it out just so you know it's not like a noise that's going to go on for the whole video. It'll be over in a minute. So I've actually got examples of what we're going to be doing in this video because I've already done them before on these tips that I used to use, and now obviously I use different ones, so I want them all to match on my shelves. And also these tips are stuck to a different type of tape on my shelf, and I need to take them all off and remove that tape and use the new tape, blah blah blah. It's very boring. But this is what we're going to be doing in today's video. So we're going to be doing a mixture of different directions of tie-dye. Super excited, I love tie-dye. And then we're going to be using a little bit of foil like just around the edges and stuff. So let's get straight into it. First of all, I'm going to do this one, which is a, like, so you do horizontal lines and then do your tie-dyeing like vertically. So we're going to do that one first. So I'm just getting my bestie brush from Erin's collection of brushes. Obviously boring, no. I just talk about them all the time, but like I said, I don't have any affiliation with them or anything. Like, they're just brilliant, so I recommend them, that's all. So I'm going straight in, first of all, with my red. I'm going to use like different colours next to each other. I actually used 4 colours in the ones I used before, the ones that I did before that you've just seen, but I'm just going to use 3 colours for these. You can do your lines as thick or as thin as you want. It's totally up to you, but obviously, like, just bear in mind that it will have a different effect overall. So that's the good thing actually, is you can do all sorts of different like styles with this. It's really, really good. So I'm going to do all of the red first because the time it takes you to like keep cleaning your brush off is going to be a bit of a hindrance with this sort of design, because it's going to give the other colours like a bit more time to like blend together, and you don't want that to happen too much. Doesn't matter if it's like a little bit, but if they blend together completely by the time you come to actually tie-dye it, it's going to just ruin the effect. Obviously depending on what effect you're trying to achieve, but the effect that I'm trying to achieve doesn't include all the colours like merging together, so I'm just going to do it as quick as possible. But I'm doing the red first because obviously they're not touching each other at all. And then all I need to do is like fill in the gaps. But I don't have to clean my brush after every single application of a colour, which is handy. So we're just going straight in, doing these horizontal lines. I'm going to pause it here because I'm just going to continue this down the whole nail, and then we can come back to the next colour. So this is what it looks like when I've done all of that. And then going in with the orange, which is the next colour down. And I'm going to do that next to the red. Just bear in mind that you need to leave a gap for your third colour if you're using 3. At first, I'm not actually going to touch the red. I'm just applying the orange underneath it, like slightly underneath it. So there's a really, really tiny gap between the colour, because like I said, if you do touch the colours together, they are going to merge because they are wet, and it's not the type of design that you can flash cure, because obviously then you can't tie dye, so you need to bear that in mind. So I'm just leaving a little gap, and then again I'm going to pause it here to do the rest of the nail. Once I get to the bottom, I am then just going to go in and touch them all together, not applying too much product, because that's when you end up like with them really blending together, is because if it's a massive blob. But I'm just being careful not to do that too much. And then I'm going to clean off my brush for the last time so we can apply the last colour, which in this case is yellow, without the hair preferably. And I'm just going to apply that between the orange and red. Make sure that if you do touch the colour, because obviously we're going to be touching the colour with this colour now because this is the last one, but if you do touch the colour with your brush, just make sure to get it off before you move up, as you're going to have that colour in the middle of the next one further up, which is not what we want. So I usually do against one line, and then I'll get off the excess and then do further down, get off the excess and then do the middle area of that line. I'm not putting a lot of yellow in because, to be honest, I just don't really like it. But I wanted something like a bit lighter just to break it all up, because the red and yellow, the red and orange, sorry, are quite similar. So if we didn't have like an alternative colour in between, it'd look too similar. I'm just going straight in with the lines, getting off any excess from my brush if I do touch it. And then I'm going to use a long liner brush, just making sure it's nice and clean before I use it. Trying to work quite quickly so this doesn't blend too much as well. I'm just going to move it out of the way. And then we're going to do it this way and this way, so you want to leave as much space as you're going to need to do it both ways, and getting off the excess every time, and just really gently just pulling it through. You just want to sort of like tickle the top of the colours. Don't actually like really put a lot of pressure on and then drag, because that's how you end up pulling colour off. We don't want to do that. That one a little bit too far over, but never mind. So that's how that one looks. I'm going to pop that in the lamp. I'm only half curing because I don't want to apply the foil to a foil gel, because I don't want that much foil. So I'm just going to be applying it to the tacky layer. The Gel Perfection doesn't have much of a tacky layer, so we're just half curing, and that'll make it easier for it to be a little bit sticky from a foil. And with this one, we're just going to put a bit of foil at the bottom and a bit along the top, going down the sides a little bit just to give it a bit of shape. Don't want to cover too much of the design, but we want enough for you to see the foil, and that's it for this one. So next one, we're going to do the vertical one, and I'm switching brushes for this. So I'm going to use the long brush to apply the colour, and then I'm going to use my shorter brush to move it. So like I said, I'm going to get my red first, doing the same order as the other nail, and I'm just going to apply that vertically this time, and then the tie-dye will be like horizontal. But again, leaving a big enough gap to be able to put the colours in between. I've put way too much on my brush here, so I'm just going to do that one as well. There we go. You don't want to put too much product on, because obviously, one, you need it to cure, and two, you don't want the colours to run into each other too much, and having big blobs of colour will really basically help that happen, which is not what we want. So try and use as little product as you can to make sure that it does cure properly as well, obviously. So I can only fit 3 lines of red on this one. Obviously, if it was a square nail, you'd be able to fit more because it'd be wider at the bottom. So I'm just going to clean my brush off now so you can go in with the orange. Okay, so next, doing the exact same process as we did on the first nail, but again, vertical instead. Now there's less space for this one, so I am actually going to touch straight away because we've got less lines this time, so there's not as much time between for it to be worth like saving time and doing them not touching, because the whole process of this one is going to be slightly quicker than the other one because there's less lines to do. So straight away I'm just touching them, making sure that I get the excess off my brush, so I'm not pulling that red through every colour that I go into after. And then again, I'm just going to do this one. You can only just about see me. And then once I've done that last line of orange, again, I'm just cleaning my brush and I'm going to go in with the yellow. So I'm just going to quickly do that off camera. Okay, so I'm going down this side first because only a little bit there. And then I'm going to do the next ones. So this one has got a bigger gap than the other one, so I'm going to do that first because I'm not going to have to keep wiping my brush off quite as much as I will for that one. Oh gosh, still got red on it. Need to get that off. Somebody else's fault, obviously. I've just realised that I've done all of this without even filming. I just clicked pause and it actually pressed play, so that's really annoying. So I missed this one, but I've just gone like this from the left to right and then gone right to left in between those lines. I'm going to pop this in the lamp for 30 seconds and then we can apply some foil. So once it's been in the lamp for 30 seconds and we've still got like an almost tacky layer, I'm just going to apply some foil down the sides of this nail on both sides. I don't want too much where it covers the design, but I just want enough where you can see, oh gosh, where you can see the foil as well, but not a crazy amount, just nice and random. It's hard to put pressure on the sides when it's on a tip. But there we go, that's all, just a little bit on both sides, just something extra, and I'm going to pop that in the lamp for the rest of the 60-second cure, so another 30 seconds, and we're going to move on to the next nail, which is going to be diagonal this time. Okay, so like I said, this one's going to be diagonal, so we're going to do the same order of colour. I'm not going to do all of this one on camera because obviously it's getting quite repetitive, but I'm just going to do the top corner first, and then we're going to do the exact same thing as we did on all the rest, but this time we're going diagonally. Super, super simple. The first line's always the easiest because obviously there's nothing there in the way, like you haven't got to worry about any leaking or anything, like it's literally just getting the lines on. So I'm going to do this all the way down the nail. So once I've done that, I'm going to go in with the orange right next to it. I am leaving a slight gap again this time. Well, I was going to until I just did that line. But yeah, I am trying to leave a slight gap this time just to give myself enough chance to get all the orange done, and then we can quickly, like I did in the first nail, just go back and get all that touched up. I'd say the easiest one to do in terms of doing it on a person would probably be drawing vertical lines and then doing the tie-dye like the other way, mainly just because I feel like it's less messy when you've got side walls to account for, and cuticle area. It's pretty difficult to do all the stuff like up to the side walls, whereas the vertical one you'd basically just paint along the side wall, so it'd be relatively easy, but obviously it's all personal preference. That's just my opinion. And now just going in with the last bits of orange, putting it right up to the red. Also just going to squeeze a little bit on the bottom as well because that's not all totally red. Here we go. And then we're going to quickly go in with our yellow. So again, just cleaning off my brush. And then once I've done that, we can go straight in with the yellow. So I want to do this relatively quick because obviously these colours already are going to start to merge together because we've put the orange right up to the red. So we don't want to give them too long to get all merged. My choice of words today is just absolutely useless, but I know what I mean and hopefully you do too. Just going to make sure that's as neat as I can get it. Obviously it's not going to stay that way because they are going to start to come together, but just giving it a good go. We've just got 2 more lines to do. I've got some red in this, but I've lost the will to live now, so it's just going to have to stay there. And then just a little bit more to go down there and fill that gap. And there we go. I'm just going to try and get rid of this air bubble first. There we go. Right, so once I've done that, and then I'm just going to go in with the same brush this time. I'm using that brush twice to do the actual tie-dyeing itself. So I'm just going to clean it off, make sure all the excess product is off, and then I'm going to go in and do the tie-dyeing effect. So just going diagonal, again leaving a gap in the middle, so then we can go the opposite way. You can do as many lines or as few lines as you want. I've obviously not done too many because I want it to be pretty clear on where I'm doing them so you can see. But it looks really effective, like the more or less you do, it really doesn't matter. It's worth just having a play around and see what you prefer. So that's that one. I'm going to pop that in the lamp for 30 seconds again. And with this one, for the foil, I'm going to put it at the top up here. Really difficult to put pressure on these things. I'm just making sure that my finger's underneath so I don't pull it off there by accident, and then down here at the bottom as well. And that's how I'm going to leave this one. Super simple. So I'm going to pop that in the lamp for the other 30 seconds. I'll then top coat it and we can have a look how they all turned out. So here is the finished result. I really hope you like how they turned out. I absolutely love them, but obviously we sort of saw them anyway, so we knew we were going to. But yeah, I love how they turned out. Really beautiful. I love the colours together, and the gold like foil just sort of sets it off. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll be back soon with another one. Bye.